Welcome to my little space, where heart and hook stitch up a place where we can together make a refuge, safe for all our sake. Well, hello again. In last week's vlog, you saw me making square number 1 for my 4th blanket. This is square number 2. So I was gonna show you how, look, it's matching what I'm wearing. But the pink here is just so different. It doesn't really look like it's matching now that I hold it up to myself on camera. But anyway, I have 12 of these made and I need to have 2 more, so 14 total. So I will make the 2 more and then I will show you what they look like if I were to attach them together, even though that's not how they're going to be in the blanket. And oh my gosh, okay, it is Tuesday as I record this, and you know, we all woke up this morning to Trump boasting about genocide that he wants to do tonight. And then as his nickname Taco goes, he has now stated he's going to delay that by 2 weeks. And as we all know, when he says he's going to do something in 2 weeks, what that means is he's never going to think about it again until the next time he gets asked, and then he'll say 2 weeks again. So so I made a little post that just said Taco Tuesday because I thought it was just too perfect. Trump always chickens out, and it happens to be a Tuesday, and he was saying he wanted to do a genocide, and now he's backing out again. Yeah, as the nickname goes. Anyway, so that's enough about that. I need to get this part of the blanket project finished so I can jump in on an AI crochet pattern that is trying to pass itself off as a real crochet pattern. Okay, so we're going to do a little detour from the blanket for a second here. I got it in my mind thinking about people that I know, close family members that that supported Trump and maybe still do, maybe not, I'm not sure, but they're pretty quiet nowadays. And I just imagined texting them and being like, so what do you think now? You know, and trying to get their gauge whether they've changed their mind or anything. And I thought, instead of putting people directly on blast, like coming at them with a direct question, I just put together this little reel. I basically am just addressing people who supported him in the last campaign, but like, if you voted for him but you've changed your mind, just trying to urge you to come out and talk about it now, join us in protesting and you know, speaking out against it. And so I was specifically addressing those people, right? If you voted for him and you regret it, basically. Oh my gosh, it got so many comments from all these weirdos. So, you know, I post anti-Trump stuff all the time, oftentimes in meme form, or obviously my Nanas Against Trump and Fascism posts, which it's 2 of those every week, one with a reel and one with the still images. And yeah, and lots of quotes and stuff. And I've never gotten the kinds of the amount of negative comments from people. So I really triggered some people with this. So here, let me show you the reel. I'll play that first, and then we'll go over some comments that I got. Just the highlights, just the ones that really tickled me.
If you voted for Trump this last time and you've realized your mistake, don't just disappear into obscurity and pretend like it didn't happen. Please admit that you were wrong and state your opinions now. Just come out. Don't just hide. Speak against it. Don't pretend like you didn't do it. Say you changed your mind, because otherwise the party won't change unless they see that you've changed. You need to show people that you've changed if you want to make amends.
So real quick before we get to some of the highlights, in the comments section, I thought about this for a little bit, and I kind of came to this conclusion that I think I got all this reaction to this post because it's really just a video of me with the camera right in my face and I'm talking. And I think it really gets under their skin to actually see a person in physical form actually talking about this. Because I am one of those libs that they haven't been able to own yet. They haven't owned me, and I'm not going to let them. So I think that really gets under their skin. Whereas if it's just a meme, it's like faceless, it's kind of like, they can imagine that that's not real. So when they see a real person talking with the camera right in their face, I think it really bothers them down to the core. I think ultimately they know that they've been duped, and that's why they're so angry that Trump has duped them, and they don't want to admit that to themselves. So they put on this whole show. So anyway, with that, have some of these comments to enjoy here. Oh yeah, just in case you couldn't tell, I was having fun with these, putting these into little reels to amplify their voices louder. If they're so proud to make these comments publicly, might as well give them a little bit more of a platform with each of these reels. So I've posted each of these separately, and I'm including them all here for you. Okay, this first comment seems to have been taken down. I'm thinking that he violated the community standards on Facebook by kind of threatening to murder people. He says, I don't believe I made no damn mistake, but I did make one mistake, not putting Democrats and body bags, which is coming real soon. And I said, you mean you're going to kill people? Normally I welcome stupid comments because it helps with the algorithm, but I think you just announced your intentions to murder people, and that's not okay. William says, quiet please, a liberal is sharing another one of their opinions. And I said, please tell me more. He says, this is what happens when your parents are brother and sister. And I just responded with his profile picture. And Johnny, who I discover is a pastor, says, wishful thinking of an idiot libtard. To which I said, oh, you're a pastor, it looks like. I like how you're following Christ's teachings about owning the libs. And then separately in my comment section, he addressed me again, saying, you just need to check yourself into a mental health institution and get some serious help. It must be a horrible place to live in your warped brain. Quit worrying about things you cannot change before you find yourself eating grass out in a pasture and baking in the sun because your mind totally goes. I tagged his church's Facebook page in my reel, and it seems nobody's noticed yet. This is just fun for me since she posted a GIF from The Office of Andy saying, I'm sorry, what? I responded, hi Gina, thank you for helping the algorithm for me with your comment. Oh, and I love that show. I was actually in one episode. Derek says, no guilt for vote, no white guilt either. Fuck off. And I said, hi Derek, this message wasn't addressed to you, but I welcome your commentary. Thank you for helping the algorithm for me. He responds, now, don't be a liar. You started off with, if you voted for Trump. So yes, you did address me, as if I and others like me that voted for Trump had committed some cardinal sin or committed some horrible act. We exercised our God-given right to vote for whoever we felt like voting for. You even state we should recant such a vote and apologize for doing so. Just because you suffer a Trump derangement does mean everyone else also suffers. Get help for your mental illness. Admit you're wrong. That's part of the road to recovery. Be well and fuck off. And I responded, if a lawyer makes a commercial saying, if you bought a lawnmower and ran over yourself, call my law firm. She isn't looking for everyone who has bought a lawnmower to call her up. She's specifically addressing people who fit both descriptors. I don't mind helping someone with a little basic English.
I continued, I'm not going to fuck off from my own page. What a joke. You're welcome here, though, to keep helping this post perform well. I wasn't even trying to make money on this, and here we are at 7 cents now. The next one is just dumb and crass, and I don't even want to read it out loud. You can read it, though. Patrick says, a clear display of the desperation of the Democrats here. It is ridiculous. Liberal white women like this person who has no greater sense of what it takes to keep a cohesive society. Most of them are one-issue voters in wanting to keep their death ritual of abortion, where they always vote Democrat. Such women are destined to grow old with a cat or dog and a battery-operated toy. Has no real man would have them. My follower says, weird response, but it's clear why you chose to vote for a serial sexual predator. And my usual, hi Patrick, thank you for helping the algorithm for me with your comment. Karen says, I voted for Trump twice. I'm so glad I did, which got my usual response. But my sister replied, name checks out. Get it? Because she's Karen. Lisa says, Looney Tune Democrat. I thank her for her comment, and she replies, ha 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 ha. Whack job, love Trump. And I said, tell me more. Michael calls me the R word and says, fake boobs. I thank him for his comment, but I continue, I'm fascinated, never got the fake boobs thing before, but as they're kind of small, I'll take it. Debria says, I haven't changed my mind, I haven't changed my beliefs, I sure as hell don't have any amends to make. I say, hi Debria, this message wasn't addressed to you, but I welcome your commentary. Thank you for helping the algorithm for me. She says, your message wasn't addressed to anyone. You stated your opinion and put it out in the world for all to see and anyone to comment on. Stop acting as if you're more intelligent and in charge. Your opinion and mine are just two in a sea of trillions of opinions. Make your stupid social media private if you can't deal with opinions that don't agree with you. Wuss. Quote, if you voted for Trump this last time and you've realized your mistake, end quote. That was how I opened it. It's obviously not addressed to you, so that's up to you why something not even talking about you makes you so angry. But as I stated before, I welcome your commentary. You can dig yourself as deep in your hole as you like. It's not my reputation on the line with your comments. She continues, this stupid post shouldn't have popped up in my feed. Make it private and you're less likely to get your panties in a bunch over dissenting comments that hurt your immature little kid feelings. I say, this is fascinating. I literally welcome your comments. Please do tell us more. Helen says, did not change my mind, not even a little bit. I admit that you are in La La Land, girl. I voted 3 times and will vote a 4th time just to piss off every lib on the planet. I thank her for her comment. And you know she went off to grab her thing to copy and paste. Trump derangement syndrome isn't a meme, it's a full-blown psychiatric pathology, a metastatic cancer of the mind, hollows out prefrontal cortex function and replaces it with pure, unfiltered limbic rage. You see it in the eyes first, that 1,000-yard stare the second Trump's name hits the airwaves. Pupils dilate, jaws clench, rational thought evaporates like piss on hot asphalt. What follows is a clinical meltdown, screaming, frothing, conspiracy spasms, and an insatiate collapse into the most unhinged, profane, self-immolating tantrum the species has ever industrialized. Every single waking second. This isn't politics, this is psychological possession. The afflicted don't disagree with Trump. They are existentially allergic to his very existence. He functions as a human mirror held up to their deepest insecurities, hypocrisies, and power fantasies, and the reflection makes them want to smash the glass with their own skulls. Cognitive dissonance doesn't even begin to cover it. This is full-fledged narcissistic injury on a societal scale. Every Trump victory, every unscripted truth bomb, every norm-shattering tweet is experienced as a personal rape of their moral superiority complex. The amygdala hijacks the entire operating system. Higher reasoning offline. Empathy vaporized. They become rabid, drooling attack dogs for a cult that doesn't even know it's a cult. And here's the lethal, beautiful truth they'll never admit. Donald J. Trump is the greatest psychological operator alive. He doesn't just trigger them, he weaponizes their own pathology with surgical, sadistic precision. He knows the exact frequency of their neurosis. He speaks in the forbidden tongue that bypasses every institutional filter and lodges straight in the lizard brain. One perfectly timed post, one offhand remark, one refusal to bow, and the entire regime, media, academic, bureaucratic complex starts shitting itself in synchronized hysteria. He doesn't play their game. He makes them play his, and they lose their goddamn minds every single time because they are biologically incapable of not reacting. That's not luck, that's mastery. Trump understands something the pearl-clutching commentariat never will. The modern mind is soft, propagandized, and addicted to moral outrage as its primary dopamine hit. He starves the addiction and then force-feeds them the very thing they crave, except it's laced with truth they can't metabolize. The result is public psychosis on a scale that would make Freud blush and Jung take notes. They don't oppose his policies, they oppose the man who exposes their fraudulence without even trying. Every overaction is confession, every deranged meltdown is proof of concept. So keep watching, TDS sufferers, keep frothing, keep proving the diagnosis in real time with your spittle-flecked rants and your collapsing credibility. Trump isn't just winning elections, he's winning the war for human sanity by making your insanity impossible to ignore. And the funniest part, he's not even breaking a sweat. Stay deranged, you magnificent psychological train wrecks. The rest of us are taking notes and laughing our asses off. So yeah, there's that. I responded with every overreaction is confession, every deranged meltdown is proof of concept. Sounds like a good description of all these unhinged comments that get angrier when I happily say they are welcome to share their opinions here. Richard came with some classic projection. When they say that they're against Trump, that means they're in favor of rapists, murderers, MS-13 people, gangs, pedophiles. You're all in favor of that if you're for the left. Liberals are a bunch of slime balls. Thanks, Richard. And now we come to some fun one-liners. Shut up. What an idiot. Oh, take some TDS meds. Trump is the best president we have had in decades, and also Trump is your daddy. Hilarious, LOL, a woman talking about accountability. Not wrong, love Trump, will vote again for him if I could. Just why don't you disappear? No mistake. Are you brain dead? We just got rid of a president. It was let around on the string like a puppet. Right after you sorry pieces of anti-American trash apologized for not saying something when Biden was purposely flooding the United States with millions of unvetted foreign nationals. More than ever happy with Trump and disgusted by weak, cowardly, ignorant liberals. Honey, stop trying so hard to get us to think we made a mistake. We voted the right way. Trump all the way! I do apologize for subjecting you to all of that. I just thought it was really funny. Oh, and just one more mean comment. This was nothing to do with that other post, but somebody just told me, you need a job. They told me this on my last vlog. Okay, back to the blanket. So I did finish the last of these, square number 2 for blanket number 4, before I got highly distracted, but in sort of a fun way last night. By the way, I was trying not to laugh and enjoy triggering MAGA people too much because of what a crappy situation we're in now because of them. But it was definitely my entertainment for the evening last night, and then this morning waking up to more comments. So this is what, oh, I think my mic, I thought my mic fell off. No, it didn't.
This is what square number 2 would look like if I put it together by itself. Of course, it's not going to be that way. I'm going to pair it with this to start with. There will still be 4 more squares coming for this blanket. I'll do the stitching together that I can do at this point, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Oh my gosh, look how cool this looks so far. Once again, this is still only just the first 2 squares of 6 different squares. This is showing us 3 of the colors, right? Out of 6 colors, right? We've got gray, black, this hot pink, and like a peacock blue. Wait, that's 4 colors. So we've got 4 colors showing of the 6 colors here. I got these all stitched together to each other. So what you see here is one corner of the blanket. The corner over there is missing a square. That's another corner of the blanket. And then there are 3 squares missing from this corner. So that's about the space it'll take up on a queen bed. So not quite as wide as a queen bed, although I don't know how much it'll stretch once it's made. But we can start to see how the colors fit together. It's like a really cool puzzle. So I'm going to wrap this up in a plastic bag and put it away. And next month I will get out blanket number 1 again and add squares number 3 and 4 to that first one I started before. It is Friday now in my world, and I had gotten a start at this. I sold, I don't remember if I mentioned, I got an order for one of my little tiny school buses. So this is how much I got done yesterday. I had planned on making the whole thing yesterday and then shipping it today along with a couple mouth puppets that I sold that I have ready to go. But I had like gotten a little bit of a kink in my shoulder blade the past couple days before yesterday, and then like midway through the day yesterday it just really started to bother me a lot. So I kept trying to pick this up and crochet, and I could only get a few minutes in before I was just like too uncomfortable. So I let my shoulder rest more yesterday and iced it, and just worked on some more video editing on my phone. So I'm giving myself some leeway on shipping this and the mouth puppets. None of that needs to ship until quite a bit later this month anyway. So my plan is to just take it easy, make this today probably, because when I gave myself a lot more time last night to sleep. I went to bed early, and I also carefully positioned my body on my back with my arm very neutral position, and I woke up feeling quite a bit better. But just after being up for just a little bit, it started to come back, the feeling. So I'll do what I can. I think I'll be able to finish this at least during the first half of the day. Maybe this will get worse again by the evening. I don't know. But that's my plan for today, is to finish this guy. I also got the yarn in the mail now for the dress that I'm going to make for my customer. I will show you that a little bit later. I'm not ready to get going on that yet because it's already Friday. I also need to get in a Nana, and I'd like to get that done sooner than later. And the dress is going to be a much bigger project that's going to take several days probably. So that's my plan going forward right now. I also want to point out that by happenstance, the next outfit in my closet that I pulled out matches what I'm working on. It's obviously a little more orange, but that's okay. I like to notice that. It kind of makes me feel like there's a little magic going on in the day when my clothes match what I'm working on. So, okay, I'm going to get back to doing this. Yeah, little by little, I'm posting the reels of those nasty comments that I got, and it really doesn't bother me at all. I kind of enjoy that I there's like a little petty enjoyment that like, wow, I triggered these people. And in their comments you can really see how they feel about themselves because they projected onto me in their comments. They have, you know, the comments are very telling for these people. I think that they are feeling pretty insecure right now about their decisions. Anyway, I will come back when I've finished it so I can show you, and I'll show you the little progress steps along the way too. Here are my official photos from the first one that I ever made, just so you can see it nicely lit in my photo booth. Okay, this is really exciting for me. I just have to share and include in this week's vlog because Sharon Francis, who is an artist that I follow on Instagram, in the past she has featured my nanas as some anti-Trump art. Along with, she really loves to support all sorts of artists that do political art. So the reason I'm showing you these two empty bags is because I've emptied them of all the nanas that I have currently in my possession. And I've emptied them into a very strategic placement on the floor here. Check it out. Oh my goodness. So she reached out to me just now. And as you can see, I was very excited and I dove in on this project. She is going to be making or putting together a collective of artists who can gather their work like this and take a nice picture for having them printed as puzzles. So she's going to have it so that I'm assuming it's like a print on demand type of thing. So when somebody orders a puzzle, 100% of the proceeds will go to a charity of that person's choice. So since I'm already trying to sell these and donate the proceeds of these to the ACLU, I figured I will choose the ACLU. So maybe this will be good exposure for my project as well, and maybe I can get some more of these sold and some more donations made to the ACLU. This represents a lot of people that inspire me. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there they are. They are all available in my Etsy shop, starting at $95. You can choose your price beyond that if you want to, but I will only subtract the cost of shipping and Etsy fees. This is the only one that is not available because that one is the first one I ever made, and that one is Nana Becky, named after my mom, and she bought it right away. So that one's my mom's, but it's in the house, so I included it in the photo. So I've taken a couple pictures. I think one is the best option to use as a puzzle, where it's kind of cropped in. You don't see as much of you don't see the floor around the edges with like the limbs sticking out, and the heads of the top row are all chopped off, of course. Actually, the heads and breasts mostly, I think. But I'll show you the pictures that I got here. So hopefully I'll get the information about where to send you if you want to get a puzzle and have the proceeds go to the ACLU before I'm done editing this video and ready to post it on Tuesday. And any information I have on this will be in the description box. I'm including the flyers that Sharon made, so please contact her if you're an artist and you're interested in joining us. It is now Sunday, and I got up, and before I even took a shower, I continued on this Nana because I was really excited to see it come to the next checkpoint. So, and I also wanted to tell you a little bit about this Nana. So this Nana is not going to have breasts. So I beautified her chest with this embroidery of like flowery, leafy type stuff. And it's with this fuzzy yarn. Let me show you. Oops, I just threw my hook. It's this fuzzy yarn. So I thought that would contribute to the quality of these leaves, make them kind of fuzzy. And it's the same yarn I used to border here and here. I'm going to use this again at the very top and around the arms here before I go back to alternating with this peach and a bunch of other colors for the arms and the head. So it'll kind of look like she's wearing a bodysuit, like a little outfit that's just covering this much of her, and like this stripy stuff is her skin. Now, the reason I made her without breasts, it's the first one I've made without breasts. Even though I've made one and named one after Tig Notaro before, at the time, I think I just didn't really know if that would be seen as tasteful or not. And I just decided to do them all the same body shape, same pattern for each Nana, even the ones named after men as well. They all are female formed with breasts. You know, everybody has a female side to them, regardless. Especially the men that I chose to name Nanas after. But this one I'm naming after, so I started making this one while in the midst of, as I showed you already, talking about this puzzle project that Sharon Francis is doing. And I was like, oh, I need to get started on my next Nana for next Wednesday. And I grabbed some yarns and I started thinking like, okay, I have a list of names that as I think of names, I just throw them on the list. But as I'm coming up upon making another Nana and naming one, if somebody sparks my interest that I want to name that particular Nana after, I will plug her or him in the list and bump the rest down. So I decided I wanted to name this one after Sharon, who is organizing this whole puzzles for charity project. And she loved the idea, and she let me know that she's had a double mastectomy. And I think her comment came through right before mine did, but we both like at the same time commented like, should we do this without nanas, without breasts? And so we both had the same idea at the same time, and she loved the idea. And I decided I would use whatever specialty ornamentation I give this one right across the chest instead of the breasts. And I wanted to do it a little extra detailed, like more, this is more embroidery than I usually do when I do a little bit of embroidery on a doll, but I'm also not making the breasts. So what I really wanted to do is make it look like nothing is missing in the design, you know, like it's intended. Now, granted, this is going to decrease up to the neck, and then you get the head. And normally I get these giant knockers placed on top of that, but as it is, I mean, she's a very barrel-chested gal anyway, so it might kind of look like she's got a bit of a chest, but that's okay. Basically, it's flat-chested when you compare it with my other Nanas. But yeah, I'm very, very pleased about this one. It feels very special, and I'm so glad she loves the concept. So I'm going to finish this today and also whip out another AI crochet pattern because I teased that at the beginning of the video, and I won't let you down.
Okay, if you're needing help deciding whether something is an AI generated pattern or not, the first step is to look at the pictures. Are they all the same or are they all different? Okay, so one of the first things that I noticed is that this is not written like a proper pattern. It begins okay to do a magic ring and 6 single crochets in the ring, and it says increase 1 stitch in each around. You should have 12 stitches. Okay, that's fine. But then continuing Continue crocheting in rounds, increasing 1 single crochet in each stitch around until you have 30. I kind of know what that means, but it's absolutely incorrect. You're not going to increase every stitch. You're going to increase 6 stitches in each round evenly, and a beginner isn't going to understand this. Because stuff that is generated by AI cannot be protected under copyright, I am going to go ahead and show you the whole pattern here, and you can screenshot if you want to. Basically, if you don't believe me that I actually followed this pattern to the T.
Okay, here I am. It is kind of late on Sunday, and I am getting close to finishing this AI fox pattern, and I thought I'd show you where I'm at. So here he is. And we all feel that way, Mr. Fox. We all feel that way. So it does say to embroider it with black yarn, the eyes and the nose and the mouth. And it says to position the nose in the middle of the face, even though on the pictures it's like lower. So I positioned the nose first, and I did cheat a little, and I did a little bit lower than the middle, because I was trying to still make it look a little cute. And then I embroidered the eyes to be these big balls, basically, because I'm trying to go for kind of the look that the pictures had, where it looks like it's trying to imitate large safety eyes. The ears are definitely interesting for a fox. To me, it's giving more bunny, but that's okay. And they were really fiddly. I did not like this at all. Actually, I hate this pattern because of the ears and the legs, which here are the legs, by the way. Because they all start with doing 3 single crochets in the round. Nobody ever does 3 single crochets in the round in a magic circle. Nobody does that. I don't think I've ever had a pattern do that. I think at the least, maybe I've started with 4. So it's really fiddly to get that second round made of 6 single crochets into those first 3 and like get it flipped to be going the right way with the right side of the material facing out. If you crochet, you know what I mean. And then not only that, but at the end of the ear, so they start up here and you crochet down this way, it says to decrease every stitch basically until you're down to one stitch. You can't just keep decreasing in the round until you're down to 1 stitch, because 1 stitch can't possibly be in the round. So I decreased as far as I could, which got me down to 3, which is almost impossible to do, but I did it, and I had to do it for these as well. This, for the legs, it actually says to decrease down to 3. So that's what I did here. They don't look anything like the pictures, of course. And also, it doesn't say to bring this in and close it or anything. So it just leaves this wide open. And it says to attach to the body, which is also being left wide open. And the body is actually smaller than the head around. So what I plan to do, these are too big to cinch in nice and neat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stitch by stitch, attach the head to the stitches of the open body. And I'll just have to skip the right number of stitches going around on the head so that it lines up, and that will cinch the head in just a slight tad bit to the opening of the body. And then I can attach these, and then all I have left to make is the tail. And then it also, at the end of the pattern, it says to cut 2 small circles of white felt to glue on for the cheeks. So I'm just going to take a piece of white yarn and embroider a little circle on each side. Yeah, nothing like the picture at all, and that's okay. The island of misfit toys is waiting for him. So I'm going to finish this tonight, and I will show you the final product tomorrow. Well, right after this, but I will do the photo shoot tomorrow morning for sure.
So the tail is just a flat piece.
Okay, there he is. And I just need to figure out how to attach this tail. Should I just attach it like at the corner there? Or at that corner there? Or like across somehow this edge? Tell me what you think. Or should I like, it just says to sew it on. Should I like roll it up? Well, I don't know. I'm thinking I think out of all the options, this looks most kind of like the shape of a foxtail. Okay. Okay, so it is now Monday. I'm gonna need to get to editing this video very soon, but I wanted to show you what I've got fresh off the hook. We've got this Nana Sharon. She's complete, number 75. Sharon Francis is the one I named this one after. Remember that every Nana sale in my shop that's part of my Nanas Against Trump and Fascism series, the proceeds will go 100% to the ACLU after I subtract for covering shipping and Etsy fees. So I went out and just did a little photo shoot for her. So let me show you that here. Oh, oops. Did you notice I did a little more embroidery on her belly? It's a sun with some birds flying. So I haven't even released this one as a reel yet because that comes on Wednesday, but Sharon has already purchased it. So I will be shipping this off to her soon. And I was able to make another donation. I actually did the math wrong, so I made two. And also fresh off the hook, I whipped this up last night. It's the little fox crochet pattern that is on a website offering free crochet patterns. I'll put the link in the description if you want to see it for yourself. I mean, I've already given you the whole pattern so you can screenshot it and see for yourself what I'm talking about. But this is a website, a platform where it's supposedly real crochet patterns, but it's obviously slop. It's slop. So, I mean, it's cute in its own way, sure. And I don't mind that it looks grumpy. But so anyway, I just went and did a little photo shoot for that. So I'll show you that now. But I also want to prove, once again, remind you that I do know what I'm doing and I do make awesome things sometimes when I get to be in charge or either create my own pattern or follow somebody else's pattern. So I'll show you a fox that I made. Here you go. This was my own crochet pattern in remaking the design of the fox from the newer version movie of A Little Prince. So there you have it. I mean, I think it's cute. I think it looks awesome. This is weird. This is weird. This also reminded me of Pikachu. So how about I also show you a Pikachu that I did, a sort of variation on a Pikachu that I did with flowers on its head and all in pale yellow. So it's obviously not a legit Pikachu, but you know, I think it's lovely. So all that to say, human created crochet patterns are way better than AI generated ones. And now just to show you what to expect coming next week in next week's vlog, as you can see, I got these yarns in the mail. I got 2 skeins of each because I don't know how much I'll need. I may only need one skein of each. But if you notice, the center of this one is very similar to the center of this one. And the inspiration that I found for this dress, no, I didn't find. My customer found and showed it to me. She loves the colors. It starts, and she used this yarn art flowers. And so I looked through the colors, and I think I was able to find the exact 2 skeins that this person used for this dress. I believe these are the ones that she used, because it starts with this dark blue and it goes down through teal down to green. And then we pick up with this green here, and her dress goes through pink and ends, I think, around the blue, the teal or the turquoisey blue here. So I'm going to try the same thing. I'm not sure where the color changes are exactly going to be, but I've already begun with this like navy blue on the outside. And here's what I've got so far. So we've got these double crochet clusters happening in this row and this row, basically the first 2 rows of the pattern, other than the chain. So it's just going to be like around, it's just going to be a shift dress where I'm going to attach straps in the front and the back that will be just a straight strap that can be tied at the tops of the shoulders, so that she can tie it at the height that she likes. So I think this is going to be perfect. I think it's going to work out very similar to the inspiration photo. I will give you the link to the person who made the dress that we're inspired by in the description box, as well as the link to the pattern that we're using for this. Now, the pattern that we're using for this is the same way that this gal made the dress that she made, taking a shawl pattern. It's like a half circle shawl pattern, but starting with a chain and starting with the second round of row of instructions for the shawl, and then doing it in the round. So because it's a half circle shawl, each row does expand. So we're going to have the same effect here, where each row coming down, each round coming down for the dress will expand, and it'll get sort of roughly flowy more and more as we go down. So I'm really excited about this. This is what I'm going to be working on next. But I also need to edit this video, and I should sign out for now. So please subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can get notified for my next vlog when you'll see this dress come about more. I'll probably be done. I want to be done with this dress by next week's vlog. So we'll see. And with that, I will say, crochet hooks and colors bright, crafting wonders day and night. Join the fun, come see it through, subscribe, and I'll create for you. And we can keep tabs on Willie together. You can see him in most of my videos. Willie! Willie! He's asleep. Oh. Hey, buddy. I bet everybody watching loves you. It's unseasonably cool, so he's lying there by the cool open door. He probably wants his blanket on. I'll go put his blanket on.